Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Heads Up. We get Pocket Aces as the very first hand. Yeah, pretty interesting. This guy will consider us a really aggressive nits once we start doing things. So yeah, maybe he shoves, we call, we win, and it would be record breaking, right? Let's check here, hope he does something. He doesn't. Maybe that 10 hit him. I mean, we can't. We actually overbet there, which was fault by me. Obviously didn't intend to do that. So we do get lead, obviously, seeing as we got very first hand pockets. And the guy went to 60 instead of 40, so it cost him actually a lot more than it would have cost him previously. So we'll continue in favor, because we got pocket queens this time. And the ace does come. But I mean, you can't play scared, right? So we'll bet 85. What am I doing? Why am I talking like this? I have no clue. I've just been watching the Northern Live Super Show. For those that don't know, it's pretty fun. We get middle pair here, which is fine. And they were doing trivia. I mean, it's not basically trivia. It's some kind of other game that they're doing with it. And this guy folds again, so every time we do show aggression he does fold. Obviously we only show aggression when we do have a hand. But it's pretty fun. I mean, it's basically Northern interviewing both of his friends, Nick and Josh. I want to say Xsplit OTI, but obviously it's Nick and Josh. They're Xsplit OTI and Rockley Smile, if you want to check out their channels. They basically do indie games. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday they have Northern Live Super Show, NLSS as they call it, which obviously is the abbreviation for the name of the show, where they play games, stuff like that. It's really fun to do, to see. Obviously this ace could hit him, and he does lead out. I mean, he can easily be bluffing the ace, but I had nothing, right? I had jack shit. He 3-bet maybe 4. Yet again he goes to 60. I don't feel like going to 60. Obviously there are options to min raising why you go to 60. I think you should vary depending on your hands, the strength of your hand. Because if you go to 60 and I call, you're playing a pot of 120, where your stack is pretty low. And then what are you gonna do then, right? Hey, we got an open ender. How great isn't that? He actually hit a 6. Wow. So I mean, like that, he did that with 6-7. So he basically does it with everything. So any hand that he gets, he's willing to commit 60 to a pot, which I consider way too much, right? I mean, I'm interested in playing pots of 80. Because it's not that big, but when you go 60 it's 120, which is at his stack at this point is like 1/10 of his stack. So when he wants to make a bet, he's committing way more chips of his stack than he should, so I don't think it's correct to do there. But he does play passive hands that he doesn't want to play. Obviously we do have an ace, so we're doing the mean raise. A10, willing to see a flop even if he goes to 60, which he usually does. He also takes some time about his decision making. We flop an open ender. 9 isn't that great. Depending on his bet, I'll call. It's only 80. I mean, 80 is pretty steep. The 8 doesn't do anything for us, seeing that it's pretty easy that he has a better card here. It's a dangerous board, so if he's bluffing at it, he can easily bluff at it again. He bets 220 and we hit a jack, so we just get 2 pair. The jack doesn't do anything, and if he is bluffing, he's gonna continue firing anyway. And I don't think he can continue here with just betting. I don't see why he would bet. I find this really suspicious. Why would you bet here, right? There's like king, queen, jack on the board. What hand are you betting with? I have no clue what hand you would bet with, except maybe king jack or something. I mean, do you really think you have me beat at that point if I called you twice? Yeah, I find that to be a bit odd. That he is willing to fire 3 times on such a dangerous board. So the 5 actually scares me a lot. He probably leads out, yeah, and I'm gonna call, and he actually got the nuts. So he flopped 2 pair where we flopped bottom pair, and again he goes to 60. We get an ace. He just checks, so we'll lead out here, and he folds. 7 duos, obviously I'm folding. Ace 10, I'm 3-betting. If he goes to 60, I'm going to go to 150. And I'm willing to go all in here. I mean, I do have a pretty strong hand. We'll check shove, I guess. Yeah, the 8 doesn't make a difference. And we connect on the end. Obviously, it is a spade though, so it's a bit scary. I think we have to call because it's an ace. Yeah, he had the ace as well. He actually had a worse kicker, which is annoying. That's a split pot there. So I mean, like this, he would go to 90 every time. He's looking to play like serious amount of pots. He's gonna lead out here because it's an ace. I'm gonna re-raise him just to see where I stand. I mean, this is the very first time, and obviously I'm gonna fold there because I have nothing. Queen 9. I'll shove. I mean, let's see what it does. Yeah, it does so. Pocket 4s, obviously, I'm calling a shove. It is a coin flip. Either has a 7 or 9. I don't want to give him a free card, seeing as we only have pocket 4s. 3 doesn't make a difference here. So let's bet at it again. We'll get him off a 7 maybe. And then an ace comes, so he could easily be calling with an ace high. Nope, instead he got a flush. Why not, right? King 9, I'm shoving. Nope, he just folded. Queen 4, I'll fold. It's a bit annoying that he calls me twice with worse hand. If you limp, I shove. I'm still outside the monster. I'm not shoving lightly. I have a monster again, so I'll shove again. Maybe he'll call one of these. Obviously, I'm only shoving when I do get monsters. Maybe. Ah, god damn it! How many great hands am I getting? King 8. I want to see a fluff, I guess. I think if he shoves, obviously I'm folding here. Yeah, I'll fold this one. I mean, he's obviously willing to play for the entirety of his stack. My hand wasn't that great. We flop a gut shot and 1 overcard. We do make our gut shots, and we have the straight flush draw. So yeah, we do get aces, so we'll shove again. I mean, this is like the 5th time we did shove. Oh, and actually the 2nd time we got aces, and we got another ace, so we'll shove again. Yep. I mean, if you commit 90, you should be willing to call here, right? Apparently not. Queen 5, I'm fold. I mean, almost any king or ace, I'm shoving. Jack deuce, I'll obviously fold. I hate jack deuce. Even if it's suited. If I limp, so I obviously get to see a free flop, but he just folds. And that's the pressure of just shoving, because when he raises me, he has to be willing to commit his entire stack. And he realizes that by now, so he is folding a lot, which allows me to get back in the game. Maybe a queen I should shove, but the deuce is really terrible. Especially seeing that he raises to such a high amount each time. I mean, he could be shoving here, but I do have a 5. It's the very first time I lead out as well. This is actually the 3rd time we get aces, and if it doesn't call here, I'm... Oh my god! We'd get ace 3 times. 3 times, and this guy hasn't called a single all-in of it yet. when I'm short stacked. Well, obviously I only got it twice so far, but we do flop top pair. We also have a gut shot, so if he re-raises here, we're all in, right? The 9 is a bit of a scary card. Obviously I'm just shoving, and he folds. I have no clue what he just calling with, probably a flush draw, which I didn't want to see. We get middle pair, so we'll re-raise him, I guess. Yeah, let's just shove. We do have middle pair and overcard, so even if he has a jack. Man, this guy, pocket deuces, wanna see a flop. He just calls, we totally miss, and ace is a bit of a scare card. Let's a free card come. Another raise, so the odds of him having ace is pretty low. And the 3 shouldn't make a difference either. So we'll call. He did hit a 7. I have no clue why he didn't bet there earlier. We have a king, but we'll check here. We still have a king. Queen could have hit him, so it's a bit scary now. But he does fold. I mean, we're still fine. I don't consider the shoving to be that great of me. We currently have ace high, which I'm willing to bet. He calls, so he probably has a king. He maybe has ace high himself, seeing as he checks here. Or he could have the flush draw. Bit annoying for me. Tough position. I can call if he bets anything, but just with ace high, I think it's a bit too risky to do so. King 7, sure, I'll get a free flop. We totally miss, so we'll fold, especially if we see bet spot size. 5-6, not worth it for me. 5-3. Yeah, I mean, I still don't get why he goes to 90, especially seeing that I was shoving when I was low. So he's risking like 90. Yeah, let's just shove. I mean, one of these days he's gonna call. He's not. He still hasn't called a single all-in. We have king queen, queen jack suited, so obviously I'm shoving as well. Or maybe I just want to see a flop, depending on his size here. But if he goes to like 120 and I shove, he has to do something, right? We get top pair, which isn't beaten easily. Obviously, I want you to call here. And again he folds. I mean, look at that. Jack 5 unfolding. He hasn't called a single all-in of me yet. Obviously I haven't shoved when I had a decent hand. When I had a bad hand, but... Wow. 3 times pocket aces, and currently losing. Jack 9, we got middle pair. We still got middle pair, so we'll bet it. There's not a lot of draws out there. We'll check call whatever he bets. We do have middle pair. Only a queen beats us, or an overpair. And he did indeed have the queen. So yeah. 7-5 will fold. I mean, this guy is picking his position fine, which is great, because eventually it is gonna come to a coin flip or something. This is the very first time I limp, by the way, and he does instantly re-raise it. So next time I have a big hand, I just have to limp, I guess. Yeah, 5 deuce, no thank you. I mean, I don't get him. I'm probably calling with a king, an ace, any ace, when someone shoves. I do understand that once everything goes all in and I win it, which is possible, that he just changed his bet sizing, by the way. That I'm double up and then I'm at 1000. We do have pocket tens here. Let's hope he has something. Yep, we're all in. We have pocket tens, and he folds. Oh my god, man! Seriously, this is boring. Can tell you that. Obviously I can slow play stuff, but are you finally gonna call? Nope. Another raise, so obviously I'm shoving it yet again. And he finally makes the call. We do have add a flush draw, straight draw now, and we get there with the flush. So when he does finally call, he finally loses. I did get lucky there, of course. He waited a long time to get in the spot there, but a queen, I'll even fold at this point. Weak queens. It's a lot of folding going on. Weak jack, but he folded to me. 5-6 suited, I'm willing to see a flop. He calls, we totally miss ace-10. Pretty dangerous board. We do hit a 5, so we'll call here because we hit a 5. The queen is pretty dangerous as well. He might have been calling with queen high, stuff like that, so just king high. So the 5 saved us. We do have king, so we're willing to see a flop. He isn't. 10-3, I'm not willing to see a flop. We're being very selective about our hands here. Ace-10 obviously wouldn't have minded seeing a flop. Ace-queen, pretty good hand, right? And we get the third nut flush draw with it. So yeah, pretty dangerous board to continue on for him and for me, of course. Queen 5, obviously not playing that. Jack deuce, I'm not playing that either. Queen deuce again, gone. I mean the queen is fine, but king 7 pretty good, yeah, especially suited, and he folds. We get a queen suited, so we'll call. Nope, he's just folding. Deuce 7 obviously it's gone. Pretty easy fold there. 7-10, I think I want to see a flop, right? We have straight possibilities. If he just limps, we flop an open ender, which is really good. The board pairing is pretty dangerous, and we do not get our open ender, but we got to draw it for free, so I don't care. Pocket 7s, obviously want to play. And there's 2 overs to the board. We have a blocker for the flush. He waited a while, so I guess he hit something. And if he didn't, I mean, I'm willing to check this out. We do have a pair, so yeah. It was actually pretty dominated. I think we're almost there, yeah. We're close to even again, and we get an ace-10. Pretty good hand. We totally miss. We do have ace high here. Runner flush possibilities, and we're almost even. I mean, the 20 difference isn't that huge. And we get a suited ace, so yeah. And we're in the lead. Who would have guessed? 6-7 suited, obviously want to see a flop, but also apply some pressure. He calls, we totally miss. I assume he did as well, so we'll check. He can easily just have an ace, have something, and I'm not willing to lead out on it with 6-7. I'm not really a bluffer. 9-10 I want to see a flop, and then yet again a flop like that comes. Yeah, he's willing to lead out on it for even 75% on the of the board. We do have an ace here, so he folds. You do commit a lot of your chips pre-flop at this point, and you play pots of 200. So you have to have some decent hand to be playing. We do hit bottom pair, so I guess we'll bet it. See what he does. He calls. The ace comes, which is a bit of a scary card for both of us. He could have been calling with a 6 and 9, but I mean the ace is pretty annoying. And what did he have? He did indeed have the 6. 8-5 suited. Wanna see a flop? Yep. We totally miss. We miss our suit. We miss our 8 or 5. Hey, we got a flush draw. Yep. He wouldn't have been gone with the 7, right? I mean, check 6, pretty terrible hand. And I'm just bleeding chips again for some odd reason. Yeah, 4-7 suited. Wouldn't mind seeing a flop. Especially not if we flop the nuts. Let's raise it up. I'll call, have the nuts. And we're in a strong lead now. And if he shoves, I'm calling. Obviously, I have ace jack. I'm shoving on him. He has to make the decision to call or not. And he doesn't. We have deuce 3, which will fold. We'll never limp. That's the general idea. Again, a deuce 3. And he just folds this time. 9-10, I'll raise. I mean, it is a decent hand. To see a flop with, he can just call to see a flop. Deuce 9, I'll fold if he does something, but he's on the back foot. He has to become selective about his hands. Obviously, we are a bit more selective as well. Deuce 5 isn't that great. It's just because when he folds, we have the option to fold. Obviously, I'm shoving here again. We have ace jack. He commits 100, so I don't get stuff like that. Why do you commit chips if you're not willing to go all in? Ace queen, obviously I'm shoving yet again. Yep, you can call. He calls. He has king 8, so he has life cards. We do hit our queen, so only a king. And the king doesn't even do anything because we made trips. So yeah, about that game, we actually did get a bit lucky with the ace 5. We were on the back foot. We got 3 times aces and still wasn't good at that point. But hey, we did win in the end, right? I don't think I played this game great, and I have to review this to see how to change my play. But we did get lucky. I mean, that's poker, and I hope to see you in the future.